family, mom, I know you're out there somewhere, or will be. I was just making a joke as we were coming live here. The fact that I'm wearing lipstick today, because I haven't worn lipstick in like 8.5 months because of, you know, what's been going on in the world, and I'm either been at home or wearing a mask. And I forgot, now I'm back at Rythmia and we have all of these amazing protocols in place that we get to be open and get to share the gifts of the medicine. That's my phone bling blong, and I'm going to turn that off. Rythmia is now live. Miracle Meals, Egg-spectations with Meg Pearson, in case you didn't know. Hello, my friends. Let me know where you're watching from. I'm going to wait a little while. Ooh, I see people hopping on here. Let me know where you're watching from this great planet we call Earth. If this is your first time joining us, my name is Meg. I am first and foremost the chef in charge of the restaurant and the food here at Rythmia, a life advancement center in sunny Guanacaste, Costa Rica. We have a brilliant program here that focuses on plant medicine and all of the healing that can bring, but we have created this incredible space that surrounds it with a ton of other modalities for connecting with our spirit and just really starting to live our most abundant, free, and beautiful life. We have breath work 3 times a week. We have colon cleanses, massages, yoga in the morning, farm-to-table food designed by me. My amazing team here has taken over the restaurant and run. You can hear all the laughter of our staff and countless guests that have just arrived here for the next week here at Rythmia. We're really excited. We have our Taita here from Colombia and his amazing medicine team. So we're going to be drinking Colombian medicine 2 nights this week. Really exciting times. So my friend, there's my mom. She's saying hello, Uggsy. Hi, Mom. She's watching in Minnesota. Claudia is watching. She's Kobe smoothie today inspired me. So yes, Claudia's been watching me on Instagram. I was posting my daughter early this morning, drinking her smoothie at home. She almost spilt it several times. Hi, Levi, my partner. Levi, my partner, and Kobe, my daughter, are tuning in and saying hello. Marion's watching from Melbourne, Australia. You are a friend of Jerry's. Super cool. So you're watching this, Marlene, and this is Monday morning for you in Australia, if I remember correctly. Again, if you're just hopping on, let me know where you're watching from. So, Rythmia, we have so much here to offer all of you guys. If you've not been, I'm really happy that you tuned in here. If you know anyone that could use a little bit of food inspiration and soul inspiration this Sunday, please share this video. I am here to talk to you about miracle meals. We're going to be doing a recipe in just a moment. But if you've been tuning in over the last few weeks, you'll know that I have just started a bit of a new way that I'm doing these Facebook Lives, and I'm focusing on a topic of the day and a recipe of the day. And my topic today is, as you can probably guess by the title here, is expectations. So expectations, right? We all have our own relationship with expectation, and expectation is really, you know, important to have, especially when you come to a place like Rythmia. You want to come here expecting everything without any attachment to how it's going to look, right? That's the lesson I give to everyone that comes here at Rythmia. But there's something, and how I'm theming these Facebook Lives right now are just, you know, I'm talking about a lot of things that I need reminders about in my daily life, so I'm bringing them to you guys to share with you here on our Sunday video, or Sunday broadcast. So I have, you know, so many little things that I've written down in my journal and in my workbooks here all the time at Rythmia. And one of these things is this quote. I'm going to read it out. It's going to be backwards to you guys, but this is a quote that I have a reminder in my office here at Rythmia. Blessed is he who expects nothing, for he shall never be disappointed. Right? And this is something we all know. We all know. And this is, you know, write that down and put it somewhere in your house, put it in your kitchen cupboard, put it in your bathroom. So you remember, you know, blessed is he who expects nothing, for he shall never be disappointed. And I think that is a lesson that we can all be reminded of every single day. You know, so many of us, we unknowingly put expectations on people in our lives, in our relationships, our spouse, first and foremost. And the problem with that is, you know, expectation is saying things like, I expect you to do this thing for me, and when you don't do it, I'm going to be resentful and upset at you. You know, and that's the nature of expectation when it comes to relationships. And that's just, there's no longevity in that, right? And the lesson with all of this, you know, expectation, what we need to do in order to abolish this is to just start taking things on ourselves and taking on the things that we want to get done. You know, if your partner, you know, for me, it's super important to have a clean sink at the end of the day before I go to bed. I want the dishes done. I want to wake up the next morning because I want to wake up to a nice clean kitchen to start fresh. Maybe that's not important to my partner. And I need to stop putting the pressure on him to think it's important when that's just not his priority, right? So I need to take the onus to do the dishes myself if I want the dishes done. And I'm going to do it joyfully and present, in my body, and maybe make a meditation out of it, because this is something that I want to do and something that I should be able to enjoy to do. Not to say that my partner Levi doesn't do the dishes. He actually does the dishes every single night. I cook dinner, he does the dishes, and it's a great arrangement. And we've set it up in a way that, it just happens to work out that way. But really, at the end of the day, if he decided he didn't want to do the dishes because he wasn't feeling great, I'm not going to expect him to do it. If I really want those dishes done, I can do it myself. And taking our power back and not putting it out there for other people to take care of the things that we want to do. We really need to reconnect to why we want things, why we have these expectations, and how much of that can we be responsible for? Because there's only one thing that we have control over in this life. It's how we respond to our stimuli around us. How can we respond to what's going on around us? Well, we can take ownership for it. Creating independence in ourselves is really what's going to remove these expectations and ease all the stress in relationships. So that's all I want to talk to you guys about today. Don't expect so much from other people. If you really, really feel like you want something in your life, create it for yourself. And that way you're not going to cause any stress and any, ill will between you and your loved ones, the people you work with, anyone else in your life. Okay, we've got a few more people hopping on here. Yes. Marianne is saying Monday she's about to go swimming. Jane's watching from La Quinta, California. Kevin is watching from Lake Tahoe. So good. Lake Tahoe. Kimberly's saying hi. Hi, Carl. So good to see you. Carl's watching from Norway. Christy's watching from Minnesota. We've got Celia watching from Portugal. Wow. Kimberly's watching from Georgia. Anita's watching from California. Hey, Luna, also from Australia. So cool. Hi, Tiffany Lynn. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Russell. He's watching from Vancouver. Marianne is just saying, yes, very true. Hi from Ethiopia. Holy smokes. Tasmania, Australia. We got people from all over the place today. So happy to have you guys here. Please share this video with anyone that you might think could use a little bit of inspiration today. In the meantime, we're going to get heading right onto our recipe. I have my cookbooks here today. I was going to reference them. I'm not going here today. Maybe I'll just show you. People are always asking me for recipes that I do here at Rythmia. These are the two most popular cookbooks. This one I wrote in 2017. The black one has the most requested recipes from the first few years that Rythmia was open. This book here we wrote in 2019 when I was pregnant with my daughter. This includes the most popular sauces and sweets. Both of these are available on Amazon alongside Jerry, the founder and CEO of Rythmia, his book called, I was going to say his cookbook. Jerry does not have a cookbook. Jerry's book, Shit the Moon Said, which talks about Rythmia and how we came to be. So it's a really great, quick read. So what are we talking about here today? Eggs, of course. Egg-spectations. So I want to show you guys a fun recipe. You may have seen this happening and circulating around on Pinterest and the internet these days. So I thought I would show you guys here. It's a really easy recipe, and it's a nice, different way to eat your eggs. So this is something they're calling the cloud egg. And I'm going to show you guys. So it's really, really simple. Very run. Like my egg yolk cooked right through eating eggs, but I know a lot of people love that ooziness of an egg yolk. So what are we going to do? We're going to whip our egg whites into a nice cloud-like construction, and then we're going to bake them. So how really, really easy. I've got 4 eggs here. Now this is the bake. 4 eggs, and we're going to crack them, and we're going to separate the whites from the yolk. So this is the easiest way to do it is just crack your egg open and then just move. Whoops. Of course, I'm going to mess it up the time that I'm doing it in front of all of you guys. You guys saw what I was doing there, right? So I'm just going to go in here with my, do I have a spoon? No, I don't. I'm going to pour, this is a workaround here, you guys. I'm going to pour the whites into the big bowl, catch the yolk, dun, 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 success. There we go. I did it. So I've got my yolk in this half of the shell. I'm going to just plunk it into this cup for now. And in here, all I have is the white, which is exactly what I wanted. So that's what we're going for with 4 eggs. So we crack, split, and then carefully just drop the yolk from one shell to the other. And that's just going to help get the white separated, like so. Dump the yolk into that bowl. Oh my God, I'm so not paying attention, you guys. I just saw some guests arrive that I know from several visits, and I got a little bit distracted. For the love of God, my friends, we want to separate the yolk from the white, not keep them all connected, but luckily we can just do it like that. There we go. Three's a charm, right? Back the whites over the bowl where the whites are going, so the whites fall into the separate bowl. There we go. And then the yolk goes into the cup. One more time. Let's see if we can do it. So 4 eggs in the recipe. Crack it over the white bowl. Let the whites fall in here. Yeah, just kind of dropping this back and forth. There we go. Yolk into the cup. Beautiful. So this is what we're going for. We want the whites separated from the yolk. I don't know why I had to make that so bloody complicated. Give my fingers a little bit of a rinse. Beautiful. So I got nothing but egg whites in here. 4 egg whites. I'm going to add in a pinch of salt. Then when I did this at home this morning, I used my stand mixer that I have, the counter stand mixer. But I wanted to show you guys the easiest way to do it. If you have one of these bad boys, just put your beaters in there. This is how I grew up. My mom was always made cookies and custards and thing using one of these hand mixers. I don't have one at the house because I use my stand mixer, but this one is super helpful. So you just stick the blade up. I like to tilt my bowl when it's a small. And we're just going to start beating. You can see almost immediately it starts bubbling up. And by the magic of television, dun, 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 we have some egg whites that are already pretty well beaten. So I beat these bad boys beforehand. So that is our 2 stiff peaks is where you want to go. Really, really easy. You just have to have some patience. It usually takes about 4 to 5 minutes. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to stir in some cheese. So we have some grated Locals goat cheese here that I'm going to stir in. And this just, you don't have to. You can skip this if you don't eat cheese or dairy. This just helps give a little bit of a nice crusty layer at the bottom of this dish and also flavor. So I'm just going to dump that in and I'm just going to gently fold the cheese into the egg whites. Beautiful. Let's mix it up a little bit. You can see it's still nice and fluffy in there. It's exactly what we want. So then I have a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. And I'm just going to scoop a little bit. If you do, then you can do 4 mounds. 1, 2, 3. Doesn't get any easier. 4. So we got these 4 mounds. Now we had the oven. Pretend the oven was preheating at like 400 degrees Fahrenheit, about 2 Celsius, if that's what you're cooking with. Then you put these in the oven for 4 minutes, about 4 minutes. And then what you're going to have come out after that is a beautiful fluffy cloud. Now it might not be quite this brown. I had my convection oven on this morning when I did this, so it made it a little bit more brown. And I actually used cheddar cheese, so you'll see the orange. And then what you do after this portion is it's baked off a little bit. It'll end up coming out of the oven quite fluffy. You can just kind of use a back of a spoon to indent into the center of the egg. And what you'll do is you'll go into your egg yolks, which you've saved. Collect up one of them. Should have brought a smaller spoon. Collect up one of the yolks, right? So these are one of the yolks that we just cracked. And then you're just going to place it, and I'm just going to use my fingers here. You're just going to place it in the middle of the fluffy white. Now your eggs are going to be a lot fluffier than this when they come out of the oven. So all you'll have to do is stick your finger down and you'll have a nice indentation. Then you put the yolk on top. Then you put them back into the oven. And you can then continue to bake it at the same temperature for 2 minutes if you want a runny yolk. Anywhere between 1 and 2 minutes if you want a young runny yolk. Up to another 4 minutes if you want a more firm egg. And then what you're going to have is this beautiful cloud egg. So you have this super light, fluffy, cheesy egg white. And then you have the yolk cooked to whatever perfection you desire. So why cloud eggs, you ask? Because it gives you the best of both worlds. I want my, like it's when I'm doing an omelet or something, I want my egg white to always be fluffy, to always be light, to always be pillowy. And everyone has their own preferences on how they like their yolks cooked. So this is the best way to do it. And you can do this, like I said, you can do 4 eggs, you can do 8 eggs, you can do 12 eggs if you're having a big brunch. And it's also easier to cook eggs to people's liking in a frying pan. So just bake them like this. My daughter loved them. Levi loved them. They're really, really satisfying. I feel really, really light on the tummy. So that is my recipe for today, you guys. So fun. Let's see who else is here. We've got Yabila watching from Tanzania. Hi, Hakuni, I'm sorry if I'm ruining your names here. I'm not. Hakuni's watching from Coventry, Rhode Island. Patricia from Massachusetts. So fun. Tiffany says, that's our agreement. It's so helpful. Yeah, just having an understanding, you know, was talking going back to the expectations, you know. Sometimes we set up arrangements, but we have to also, like in relationships, we have to be very fluid about them, you know, and not expect that, you know, it's always going to happen the way that we expect it to, and being, you know, taking ownership for our feelings and how we react to what's going on. So fun, you guys. That's all I have for you today. If there's anything you want to see in future Facebook Lives, please let me know. Let me see what I have on the docket for next week. I'm going to call up my list. If there's any ideas, any recipes, anything you would like, you've heard me talk about in the past, you'd like me to expand on or anything like that, let me know. Next week will be, can you believe it? December 6th? Or is today the December 6th? I think I might have gotten ahead of myself. This was supposed to be taste and tidbits, 5 things you must stop telling yourself. We'll do that next week, my friends. I got confused about what the date was. This whole year is really confused. 2021, we're ready for you. We have 2 more weeks of guests here at Rythmia, and then we're closed for the holidays. I'll be coming to you live from home. Stay tuned for some festive feasting and facts. I love you guys. God bless you. God guide you. Have a beautiful week. I will see you next time. Ciao.